Well, hey, it's Ken again. It's been a little over a month since I've been hiking regularly on a trail, and I'm pretty excited today because I'm in Glasgow, Scotland. I am planning on starting the West Highland Way, a 96-mile trail from Milgay to Fort William in about 2 hours. I'm going to take a train in about 10 minutes from Queen Station in Glasgow up to Milgay, and then go pick up some supplies, some groceries, and some gas for my stove, and I'm going to get back on the trail, and I'm going to try to go hike 12 miles today. As you may recall from my Appalachian Trail video series, my feet sort of gave out on me at about 860 miles there in Waynesboro, Virginia about a month ago, and I had to come off trail. And that was hard for me. That was very difficult, as it is for most people, I think, that have injuries that pull them out of that experience. And it's been a month of healing and restoration, and slowly getting myself back to being able to walk, and then to hike, and then to carry a load. And I feel good today. I feel really good. My feet feel great. I've got a new set of hiking boots that hopefully are going to help support my feet and ankles a little better. And so here we go. I'm off on another distance hike in a place that I've always wanted to hike long distance, and so I'm very excited. You may be wondering about this picture behind me. I'm staying in the Revolver Hostel here in downtown Glasgow, and yeah, this is the mural in my room. Barbie apparently had a rough night out, so love this place though. Revolver's pretty cool, but I was up till about 2:30 in the morning because the clubs were bouncing really loud out here. The bass was going till like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. So fortunately I got some decent sleep on the plane yesterday, and got into Edinburgh and got over here about noon or so, and walked around the city for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then just took it easy and relaxed. So I'm feeling good, feeling energized, got a little bit of breakfast in me, and I'm gonna go get on a train and get this hike started. So let's do this. Begins the start of the trail of the West Highland Way, leaving Milgay, and looking at all these beautiful carved signs. These are all the places I'll be passing on the way, with their distances starting to add up. 53 miles to Tendrum. I've been to Tendrum before, pretty cool town. Devil's Staircase, 80 miles, ooh. And then Ben Nevis, which I climbed last year on my 50th birthday, 96 miles to Fort William. All right, I'm about 3 miles into the West Highland Way. There's the path behind me and a beautiful lake. Just exited the town of Milgay, and I'm about 7 miles from the town of Dremmond, which depending on how far I'm able to walk today, may be where I stop and camp tonight. The nice thing about this trail, in Scotland specifically, is that it's kind of open access for camping in most places. There are some spots along Loch Lomond where I'll be going in the next couple of days, probably 2 more days, where you're not supposed to camp unless you have a permit, and I checked and all the permits are already taken for this time of year, of course. So I'm going to be forced to probably try to do a long hiking day on what's probably the hardest part of the trail, at least on this early part of the trail, to get to a spot where I can legally camp. So I'll have to map that out, ask some folks, and see what makes sense. What's significant right now is that I'm 3 miles in, and even though I've had a month to recover from my foot and ankle injuries on the Appalachian Trail, which they weren't acute, they were overuse over long periods of time, just carrying too much weight probably in my bag. So I gave them a month to heal, and they felt good for a couple of weeks now. I can already tell there's a little tenderness in the heels. it's not too bad. It's tolerable. I'm just gonna have to go slow and take it easy and keep my miles to somewhere around probably 10, maybe 12 at the most for these first couple of days, and just see how the feet feel. Starting out, I could also tell that my lungs and muscles had reduced in some of their efficiency over just the last month. Even going up small hills, I was a little bit winded and my legs felt weak, but it seems like as I've gotten a couple miles in that the muscles have already started to acclimate to the hills again. And the nice thing is this first day, pretty much all the way to Bremen is relatively level. I'm going up one of the biggest hills right now, and it's actually not too bad at all. This would be considered almost a normal town walk on the Appalachian Trail, so I can't complain yet. I think for the most part the West Highland Way is about 12,000 feet of elevation gain and drop, and on the AT we would sometimes do that in 3 or 4 days. So I'm planning on taking at least 8 days to do the 96-mile West Highland Way, really spreading that elevation out and shortening some of those high elevation gain and drop days if I can, as long as the food and camping options line up well. I was not able to find any camp stove fuel anywhere that I looked, and nobody in town seemed to know where to get any, so I don't know. I'll have to ask some of the other hikers on the trail or do a little research and figure out where's a good spot. I know there's a great outfitter called the Green Welly in Tendrum, which is about 45 miles and about halfway. I went there last year. It's a really good spot. Also some really good pizza in that town. And a great hostel. The By the Way hostel is a great place to stay. So, worst comes to worst, I can go 3 or 4 days without fuel and just eat dry goods or some of those prepackaged, like chicken and tuna and that kind of stuff, and just keep myself fed. It's not the best, but it'll work. And there's also a number of towns to stop in along the way. I've heard a lot of people say you don't need to carry more than a day's food out here. So I've got enough for lunch, I've got enough for dinner, I've got enough for breakfast, I've got snacks. I probably have 2 full days of food on me right now that I could make and eat without cooking if I had to. So I'm not gonna starve, and that's cool. My goal is to stop in towns and enjoy the pubs and the restaurants as much as I can too, so I'm not too worried about food. And that's about it for now. A lot of similarities actually right now to some of the spots on the AT, so I could almost convince myself I'm back in North Carolina or Virginia, walking one of the more manageable sections of those beautiful parts of the trail. But I'm not. I'm in Bonnie, Scotland, walking the freaking West Highland Way, man. Oh, crazy. Life is crazy. Out of injury, we make something good. Highland Way. Got some beautiful flowers here and the trail ahead. And this is where we actually get our first views of the Highlands. And you see in the distance, the mountains begin to rise up over the terrain. So it's getting real. I won't get into that area for another probably 10 miles or so. This first day is pretty forgiving, just a warm-up day again on mostly flat terrain, which I don't mind at all. I definitely can use the stretching out of the feet and ankles and getting my legs and my lungs used to hiking again.
very pretty, very gentle, nice start to this experience. There's a small cottage. Haven't seen very many people in the last couple of miles. I met a couple of young guys from the Netherlands. They said they're going to try to do the trail in 8 days. I'm going to try to do it in, or they're going to do it in 6. I'm going to try to do it in 8. So those guys are going to be cooking along. I really have, if I need to take 9 or even 10 days to do it, I can do that. I'm going up to an area called Forest on the, I guess the 11th day that I'm here. And I'm going to go hang out up there at an eco village. But until then, I kind of have flexibility here to do what I need to do. So that's pretty cool. To have as much time as you need and just to take things slow and easy. That's a pretty cool old army Jeep. These guys have decorated a hiker skeleton. That's pretty neat. With the Scotland shirt. Love it. Alright, a little over 3 miles in on the West Highland Way. Got some beautiful flowers here. And the trail ahead. And this is where we actually get our first views of the Highlands. You see in the distance. The mountains begin to rise up over the terrain. So it's getting real. I won't get into that area for another probably 10 miles or so. This first day is pretty forgiving. Just a warm-up day again on mostly flat terrain, which I don't mind at all. I definitely can use the stretching out of the feet and ankles and my legs and my lungs used to hiking again. Just a very pretty, very gentle, nice start to this experience. There's a small cottage. Haven't seen very many people in the last couple of miles. I met a couple of young guys from the Netherlands. They said they're going to try to do the trail in 8 days. Or they're going to do it in 6. I'm going to try to do it in 8. So those guys are going to be cooking along. I really have, if I need to take 9 or even 10 days to do it, I can do that. I'm going up to an area called Forest on the, I guess the 11th day that I'm here. And I'm going to go hang out up there at an eco village. But until then, I kind of have flexibility here to do what I need to do. So that's pretty cool. To have as much time as you need and just to take things slow and easy. That's a pretty cool old army Jeep. These guys have decorated a hiker skeleton. That's pretty neat. With the Scotland shirt. Alright, almost 4 miles in. We've got our first sheep farm. Sheep just grazing on the open field there. And the path up ahead. And the mountains in the distance that we're going into. So I got off the path a little bit and walked down the trail and came to the West Highland Way Hotel. And I met with Scott, who's out there cutting the grass right there. And told him that I was looking for something to eat and needed some camp stove fuel. And he just gave me some fuel. And then Claire, who also works here, gave me this amazing plate of croissants and crumpets with butter so that I can refuel a little bit before getting back on the trail. Blood service, these people are just so amazing. I'm so appreciative right now.